God, you made man in your own image, and Adam knew Eve, and Lord, they connected. They knew each other. They knew each other parts of their bodies. God, we thank you for our bodies. We thank you that we are sexual beings. We thank you that we are able to make love to the one that you have given us. Lord, as we explore each other, as we express our love for each other by touching the body parts that we are grateful for. And God, we thank you for the female breast. Thank you for the female vagina. Thank you for the erogenous stones. We thank you for the pulses on our bodies that allow us to have pleasure. We thank you, God, for our urethra. We thank you, God, for the clitoris, that we can have sensation to satisfy the man you put into our lives. We thank you for the ovaries. Thank you for the fallopian tubes. Thank you for the outer lips of the vagina, God. Thank you for the delirium. Thank you for this our bodies to have pleasure, Jesus. We thank you, Lord, for our eyes. Thank you for our lips. Thank you for our tongue that you gave us, Father. We thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for all our female organs. We thank you, Jesus, that we can make pleasure our husbands, pleasure our wives, that you placed into our lives. We thank you for the male organs, God. We thank you for the penis, Father. We thank you, you allow a sensation. Thank you for an erection that he's able to pleasure his wife, Jesus. We thank you for the scrotum. Thank you for the vas-deferens. Thank you for the prostate gland. Thank you for the embryonic sac. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for how you made us. We thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And we'll embrace each other. Embrace each other with our love. As we make love to each other, make love to each other in love. As we explore each other in love. Let's talk
relationships on
on
You Me
UME
Radio.
Radio. So, what are we talking about?
Marriage, dating, parenting, business.
And love, emotions, sex.
It's a conversation with me, Lady Misty,
And DJ KTE.
on everything from hot topics to taboos.
Join us Mondays at 9 p.m. live on UME Radio.
Follow us at Let's Talk Relationship Show on Facebook or on Yumi Radio on Instagram. Let's talk relationships, arguments for the grown.
Get the UME Radio app to listen wherever you are. That is UME Radio. One word.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.
Hey, we're back, Lady Misty.
Good night, everyone. Hi.
Hey. We're back in business.
Good night.
Hey, Lady Misty,
Good
I gotta
night.
say, I'm really thankful for Coach
Mhm.
Raquel who filled in for us last week. But you were missed.
Yes.
You were certainly missed. So we're glad to have you
Aw.
back in one piece. My
Yes, thank
ride or
you
die.
so much. Thank you so much,
You're
DJ
welcome.
KTE. Good night, everyone. Yes, and I want to personally say thank you to Coach Raquel, aka DJ Kelly, for
Uh-huh.
coming through and for sitting in for me. Listen, last week
Yeah,
I
she did
was
a great
talking
job.
like this. You couldn't hear a word.
Not a word, huh?
Oh, not a word. But I was
Oh,
really in the show. I was listening.
we
I
know you
tuned
were.
in.
Trust me, you were felt.
Yes,
Believe me.
I was joined in with the LTR tribe over there on YouTube, but
Okay.
I missed you guys, but I am happy I am back. So y'all can hear
Yeah.
me. My voice is back and I am
Awesome.
happy. Yes, so welcome,
Yeah.
welcome, welcome everyone, and welcome to another week of Let's Talk Relationship. We have a very, very, very interesting discussion tonight.
Uh-huh.
As usual, we have those discussions coming out, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
Let's Talk Relationship. So this week we are talking about proposals, but not the proposal like how you know it, right?
Yeah, the one you're
So
familiar with.
tonight's
This is a little
topic
different.
is I proposed, and listen, I proposed and he said yes. So who
Uh-oh.
proposed?
Wait a
So
minute.
who
Say it
proposed?
again. Say it again. Let me hear that.
I proposed and he said yes. So
Uh-oh.
who proposed? The female, right?
Uh-oh. Flashback.
Yeah. So we're
Uh-oh.
turning the tables tonight, yes. And we are going to be having that interesting conversation as to how the men feel, how ladies feel about female proposals. That's what we're going to be diving into tonight. So, it's a topic that warrants exploration. We go out of the box here on Let's Talk Relationships. So, we're going to be talking
Uh-huh.
about that tonight. And tonight we have our guest tonight, and our guest tonight, a lovely, lovely couple. They are going to be sharing their experience. Uh, they are married happily, and of course, the female proposed. So I am so excited to talk to them tonight and to hear what they have to say. Of course, we start the show by saying thank you because we are a station of gratitude. So we want to say thank you to all our sponsors, our partners, our participants, viewers, and listeners, and of course our commentors. Yes, last year we learned a lot from you, and of course, we want to ensure that we are connecting to you. So we want to make sure that we are a support system. So please, if we are having any impact on you and you would like to join us in the comment section either on YouTube or of course on Facebook, because we are on Facebook as well, going live right now. Yes, please drop a line right there. All right. Or if you have a topic you want us to explore, talk about, or you have any questions you want us to answer, please feel free to email us at ltranswers at gmail.com. That's ltranswers at gmail.com. It is our hope, and it continues to be our hope, that you will have strong, healthy, amazing relationships. So, cheers to love and happiness. On Yumi Radio, I am Lady Misty back with you. And with
And
me, I have my lovely co host.
DJ KTE. And I'm here.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. Of course. And we want to say, of course, thank you so much to DJ Kelly once again for sitting in last week. She did an amazing job.
And
So
guys,
thank
you
you,
can
DJ
catch her.
Kelly.
You can catch her where?
Yes.
On Finding Happy on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch her there. So look
Yes.
up for her program, Finding Happy. Pretty great show. Yeah.
Yes. So, how are you, DJ KTE?
Well, I had a little flashback when I heard the topic because I remembered one time being proposed to. But
Ah,
I'll tell you about it later
hey,
on
hey
in the
now.
show. I'm gonna save it for
Now,
later on
now
in the
I
show.
am
Yes,
now
I
I
was.
am double
Ah,
excited to
yeah.
hear about
We
that.
gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it later.
Yeah, I want to hear
Yes,
about it.
we
I
will.
want to hear about that. I want to hear
Yeah.
about that.
Mhm.
Well, I know last weekday we had a very good conversation. We spoke about shacking up versus marriage. Is marriage understated, the part two, and that was a very, very interesting conversation. I listened in, and we were joking about this meme with Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Mm? They have been dating since 1928 and they're still not married. Something is
Oh
wrong
Lord.
there, huh? You know, I actually
Uh,
thought they were brother and sister.
Me too. Me too.
I thought that for a while. And it is the cartoons that really change that kind of a thing for me, because I'm like, the
Yeah.
language don't sound like something that a brother and sister how a brother and sister would
Yeah.
talk.
It's a
So
lot goes on in these cartoons that you got to pay attention to, especially these
yeah,
days.
yes,
Uh
yeah. Well, I see
huh.
somebody says maybe he's waiting for her to propose. Ah, well, you don't know.
Go
We're in
Minnie.
a
Go
new
Minnie.
kind of we are in a new dispensation now, and it's all about switching things up. So who knows?
Yeah.
We might hear about it over there in Disney World.
Ever since Chris Cross came out with the pants backwards, huh? It's like, okay, here goes the world.
Yeah. So let's
uh,
see, let's see, Minnie, if you're out there and if you're watching or
it's your time.
listening,
It's time then.
maybe you can get some ideas from this show tonight. Who knows?
Oh
Who knows?
boy.
Who knows? All right. All right, guys. So we have a very interesting show lined up for you tonight. But before we do that, we want to say thank you so much for joining us, YouTube family, YouTube tribe. I see you over there. You're already chatting up a storm over there.
Yes,
Right?
and
Travel escapades. I see you. Official Marsha J. Yumi Radio. Oh, good night, Donna. Good night, Donna Upchurch. Coach Raquel. Good
uh-huh.
night.
And Lady
Good
Misty,
night for all the persons. Yes.
let me officially let you guys know that this is May 24th,
Oh, yes.
2021. All right,
Mm-hmm.
a few days before Memorial Day, and the time now is exactly
It's actually a holiday
9:09.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
9:09
Yeah,
p.m.
it's
Yes.
actually a holiday here in on the island of Jamaica today. Today
Oh,
is
it is.
Labor Day.
Okay.
Yes, well, it's
Oh yeah.
officially Labor Day was yesterday, the 23rd, but because it was a Sunday, they
Hmm.
recognize it today. So it's actually a holiday here
Okay.
on the island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. So
So
I hope you guys made the best of it there.
well, we were ordered to stay in today, so
Oh, the COVID
Yeah.
thing, right?
To,
That. Oh,
yes,
okay. Oh boy.
today here on the island is
Curfew, huh?
designated, yeah, curfews and no movement day. So we were to
Wow.
ton our yard, as we say in Jamaica.
Stay
Hi,
at home
travel.
and don't
Hi.
leave.
Yes, right. So we were to labor around our houses. We were not to go on the road.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Understood.
COVID has changed a lot of things for
Hmm.
us,
Yeah.
but we continue to pray and hope that we'll be outside soon. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
just continue to stay safe. Wear your mask if you have to. If you're vaccinated, well, kudos. Uh, I know over there in their areas where there are no masks, protocols going on now, so y'all can, you know,
Hmm.
go outside and just be yourselves, right?
Yeah,
We are
it's
not
getting
there yet,
closer.
but we
It's
continue
getting
to
closer.
stay
Yeah.
safe.
There's
Yes,
been a great
we
decline in the
continue to stay
cases
safe.
here. Yeah.
Great, great, great. We are seeing a downward trend too. We're just praying that it continues that way, and so that we can all get back to some amount of the normalcy that we are used to, right?
But in parts of the world, other areas, they're really having
Yes. We want to
an
say,
increase.
if you want
Yeah.
to continue to hear us or listen to us, we are all over on social media, all right? And
Yes.
yes.
Hmm.
All right. We can be heard on the Apple Play Store, Google Play Store, iTunes Podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Google Podcast, Spotify, Live 365, Stitcher, Player FM, Podbean, and of course, we can be heard on Me Radio.
Radio.
All
Uni
right.
radio.
Now, yes. Of course, please check out the description bar as we are promoting Google Workspace. And Google Workspace helps our team work faster and more efficiently.
Yes, it does.
We have the Workspace Business Starter and the Google Workspace Business Standard. Now, each promotional code provides 10% off the first year on either the Google Workspace Business Starter Plan or the Google Workspace Standard Plan. So go to umeradio.com or click on the link in the description to check it out. Now, the codes expire soon, so please go ahead and make use of that. Of course, Google has taken over the world, right? And there are so many exciting things that Google offers us. So please, 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 please go check them out. Click the description area for the link to the promotional deals. All right. So tonight, our spotlight segment is pretty bright tonight. All right, because we don't only have one spotlight, we have two
All
spotlights.
right.
Can
All
you
right.
imagine that?
First
Yes.
time, huh? That works. That works for me.
Yeah, yeah. So we have two spotlights tonight. Let me just shed some light on that before we get into it. So for tonight, we'll be shedding our light on the spotlight on, of course, Lady Lauren Carter. You know she is running for city council.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be hearing more about that in a little while. Yes, she is running. And listen, voting, voting, voting is
Mhm.
about to begin. We're going to kick
Yeah, it's about
off
to go down,
voting soon.
guys. Not too long from now. It's about to go down. So we got to vote.
Yes, yes. Of course, she's a Democrat running for city council, and the information revoting is on your screen. If you can see, for those who are listening to me, the voting ID is 13A, and voting is the 22nd of June 2021, and early voting starts June 12th to the 20th.
Yeah,
So
just around the
please, guys,
corner.
especially those of you, yes, just around the corner.
Mhm.
So those of you who are in the New York area, please vote for Lady Lauren Carter. Lauren Carter. She is doing an awesome job there, and I see her tagline. She has the three P's: passion, purpose, and she has a plan. All
All
right.
right.
And she has been doing so much work over there. So please go ahead on over and get to voting. Please visit
Mm-hmm.
her website, of course, laurenforcitycouncil.com, for further information and to get insight into the awesome work she has been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's spotlight number one. Yes, for spotlight number two, we have an exciting thing coming up. Yes, yes, yes. We are
Mm-hmm.
shedding spotlight tonight on Apostle Dr. Faith Walters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this lady, this woman of color, is also someone who has been doing tremendous work in the area of ministry and outreach.
Yes. Community.
And she
Yes.
has an
Yes.
exciting thing coming up. Now, let me just tell you some things about Apostle Faith. She is a presiding pastor at Women and Men of Excellent Outreach Ministries. And to you, our LTR tribe. So, all of those who are listening, I'm introducing this lovely young woman to you. And I'm saying young because
Mm-hmm.
she's young at heart, okay?
There you go.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yes. Now she is a CEO of Women and Men of Excellent Outreach Ministries, which is located also in Mount Vernon. So listen, Mount Vernon has a lot of things going on over there.
It sure
Okay,
does. It sure
you
does.
you need to support these women of Mount
Mm-hmm.
Vernon. They are doing big things over there in New York. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Now her church is a church without her ministry is actually a church without walls or boundaries. Her ministry takes a unique approach to spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ while he reminiscent, I'm sorry, of Jesus Christ while he was here on earth. When she's not educating her followers on topical issues based on biblical principles, she is hitting the streets of her city with nicely decorated packages for community members. Listen, I want to move to New York. All right.
Come on
So
in.
like
Come on down.
now, of course, she has been a guest on our show as well. Let's talk relationship. And it is indeed a pleasure to have her in the spotlight tonight. Now, she has a community outreach program coming up. She does this once every month, and we are promoting that, her outreach and empowerment program. And she has an exciting one coming up. So I know that further on in the show, we are going to be speaking with her as
Mm-hmm.
she sheds some more light on what she has planned for the month as she continues to do her outreach. So we are excited to hear about that a little later on. We have an exciting show tonight, a power packed show tonight, and we can't wait to hear from these lovely people about the work that they are doing. All right. So if you are just joining us, once again, you are listening to Let's Talk Relationships. I am Lady Misty, and with me I
And this
have
is DJ KTE.
the one and only.
See, I
And
say it
tonight,
pronounce it different
our
every time, you know?
yes, and our topic tonight is I proposed and he said yes. So we are having an engaging conversation tonight about women proposal, female proposal. Is it something that you are into? Is it something that you would do? Is it a new trend? Is it something that we could
Is it blasphemous?
try?
Is it a
Is it
blasphemy here?
blasphemous? Oh my God. What are the men and the women saying in the streets? Listen, I want to share some information with you before we listen to our Vox Pop tonight. Now, this is coming from, and I don't know, DJ KTE. I had another link lined up to share with us tonight, and I don't know what happened to my device.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, this information is from www.brides.com, and it says, and it's with the title, "Why Should Women Propose?" Hmm.
Hmm.
So it says, according to data represented in this article published February 2021, so it's pretty recent, just about 5% of women in heterosexual relationships propose. Leave 95% of proposing to men in those types of relationships. So 5% of women propose as opposed to 95% who leave the proposing up to the women.
Hmm.
Now, according to the article, and I'm quoting now, when it comes to who should propose, many people still follow the traditional model where men do all the heavy lifting.
Hmm.
Surveys have shown that women proposed in only around 5% of heterosexual married couples, and sure, it's a tradition. Something that is very important to a lot of people. So, according to this article, a lot of the women they leave the proposing to the men as it is traditional, right? That's what we're
Mhm.
accustomed to. Luckily, uh, there are early signs that things are changing, and data from surveys on attitudes towards women proposing bring one clear thing to light. If you want it, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think it's
The
time for a
article
gift.
the article also revealed that the dating site Match.com recently found that 95% of women would be up for women making the first move. 95% of men, sorry, would be up for women making the first move, like going in for a kiss or asking for a phone number. So women are much more assertive these days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and we're seeing a similar attitude shift when it comes to proposals. Surprisingly, in a survey of 500 men, Glamour found that 70%, yes, I said it, 70% would be psyched if a woman proposed. So we're definitely progressing in our collective view. But
Hmm.
obviously, 70% of women in heterosexual couples still aren't doing the asking. But maybe proposing for many, the ultimate romantic gesture and so long considered a masculine move is going to be the final hurdle. As it becomes more acceptable and more common for women to make the other first moves, proposing might not be far behind.
Hmm.
So, remember now, here on Let's Talk Relationships, we dive into topics to increase awareness. All right? Knowledge and empowerment. We value and we appreciate all our guests and their bravery for not only coming onto our show, but to also share their stories. So while we are
Mm-hmm.
in discussions, and this doesn't apply to only tonight's show, but for all our shows, as you know, we really have some really interesting topics. We ask that you show them love as they prepare to be open and honest with us. And we also ask you with respect to comment as you comment in the comment section, that you do so respectfully
Yeah.
and you value each other's input. All right, we want to hear, because what goes for you may not go for me, but the the truth about it is we want clarity, right? And we are
Mm-hmm.
here to not to criticize, but to complement each other,
Yeah, have the
right?
conversation. Have the
Yes,
conversation. That's what we
and to
do.
have the conversation and to
Yeah.
bring awareness and shed light. So, I'm going to be introducing our guests tonight, and before we talk to them, we want to hear from the street. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce who we are talking to tonight, and then we're going to be listening to a vox pop, and then that will be the sounding board for our conversation tonight. So, tonight we have two people that will be joining us. They are parents of four beautiful girls. So, their eldest daughter is from a previous relationship, and uh, she met her husband, Michael Gale, in July of 2014. And he also had a daughter from a previous relationship. So, we have a blended family going on here.
Mm-hmm. That's what's going on there.
Yes, yes. All right. So they met at a hotel and they were both working there. She was a cook and he was an AC technician, and he still is.
Okay.
They dated for 6 months before they got engaged, and they got married in March of 2016 and got baptized April 10th of the same year. They recently celebrated 5 years of marriage and they are still going strong with God being the center of their marriage.
So I guess we can just skip the Vox Pop real quick and get to this
Okay.
couple. Yeah.
All right. So let
Hi.
us have Mr. and Mrs. Gale. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Gale. How are you?
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. How are
I'm
you
fine.
both doing? Welcome to Let's Talk Relationships. I trust that you are all doing well
Yes, we are doing okay.
and you had a laborful Labor Day or a restful one.
Yes.
How was the Mister? I haven't heard the Mister's voice yet.
No, you're breaking up.
I said I
Oh,
have.
are you
Yeah.
here?
Are you hearing me
Are
now?
you um
Can you hear us now? We can
At
hear you.
times, yes, at times it's breaking up, but at times we can hear clearly.
All right. All right.
okay.
Okay.
All right, let me know if you're hearing me clearly. Are you hearing me clearly now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Internet, behave yourself tonight. All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you know, we are talking tonight about female proposal. The topic I proposed, and he said yes. And I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is indeed a pleasure to have you. And I want to ask a question since we are right out there. Who
Oh, I
proposed?
got tons of questions to ask myself. I got tons of
I
questions. So
I know, I
get
know
ready.
DJ KTE, and I'm waiting to hear your story. All right.
Oh
So
Lord.
so you're in the guest seat tonight.
Uh
You're in the hot seat tonight as well. So let me ask the girls, who proposed? I hope they're hearing me. They're not hearing me. DJ KTE, are you hearing me?
Can you hear us,
I
Mr.
don't know if
Gale?
they're. I'm not sure if they're hearing me.
Are the mics on? Because this would be very interesting here. Can you hear us? Looks like
Wow, they seem to be
there
having
might be
some
some
connection
Wi-Fi.
issues.
Yeah.
Yes, but we anxiously await their return because we want to hear their stories tonight. Let me jump on over to the YouTube tribe to see what's happening over there. And
Hmm.
we want to ask them this question. Um, what are your thoughts about a female proposing to a man? or
Yeah, that's pretty much that's
if
pretty
there are
direct.
men in if there are men in the room, what are your thoughts? Females in the room, what are your thoughts? Let me jump over there to see what's
Yeah,
happening.
we want to hear you.
Ah, yeah, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. So Travel Escapade says, I just want to know what will be left for us men to do when women gives the first kiss, gets the number, proposes, gets pregnant, and gives birth, keeping us living long life, and our role is. So his question is, what exactly are they supposed to do? Because the women are doing everything.
Someone said riding out of earth.
Oh my
That's Travis
God.
page. You know,
All right.
it's funny, but you think about women proposing. You know, it's funny because I didn't know it was so prominent. I mean, five
Coach
percent
Raquel
is a
says this
small
one is hard
amount,
to bear. Oh,
but I didn't
Shane
know it was
says
so.
I
I didn't know it was so
wouldn't.
much.
Oh, good night, Shane. Shane says I wouldn't. I would feel less as a man. It's
uh
it's personal. Well, yeah,
oh,
and that's your opinion.
I hear
Yes, I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry, DJ KTE. You're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about this whole thing because a lot of us we caught in this thing called tradition.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily the Bible. I mean, it feels so close to it because we're so close to what we think it is, and you know, yeah, there are different opinions on this. I'm pretty sure, but
Hmm.
you think about the first marriage, right? The first marriage that let's say took place in the Garden of Eden. Now, what the marriage like? I mean, did as far as I know it, Adam was by himself, right? And
Yes,
God saw he was lonely, and then God
and
gave
gave
him a
him a
wife. So
woman.
God gave him. He didn't want to pick a wife. God gave him a wife. So what do you
I
call
got
that?
you.
I mean, it gets deep. And then the marriage ceremony. You think about the marriage ceremony. Was it the typical? They got rings. Some little thing and tie around each other's hand and say, "This is for this is my wedding vow to you." And also too, you think about male, the man. When God referred to man, He referred to man as mankind. God didn't call Eve woman. Adam called Eve woman.
Okay.
God made male and
Hmm.
female. They're both males. In fact, Eve came out of Adam. Adam was a male, right? It's a male and
Hmm.
female. Two distinct part of the man, so to speak.
Hmm.
So it can be interesting if you start to think about it on layers. So
Right.
of course
Right.
we have the traditional thing that says a man does this and he's supposed to hunt, he's supposed to, and we get that, all right.
Hmm.
But I think that of course we can't deny the impact of culture, conditioning and tradition. We can't deny that. So I think that at the
Yes.
end of the day, um, when someone
Yes.
proposed to you, what are they really saying? Both people have to agree.
Hmm.
Whether the male asks or the female asks, they both have to have some agreement
But it's
on what it is.
interesting. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting, and I see Apostle Faith weighing in. Good night, Apostle Faith. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
I see she quoting Proverbs 18:22, which
Well, there we
says,
go. Here goes the Bible again.
he
Let's break it
he
down.
who
Let's break it down.
finds a wife finds a good thing. So how does one explain that scripture, meaning that you know uh she says, so it appears that people trying to do their own thing, but it should be that a man finding a wife.
Well, the Bible
It's
said it said findeth, right? So if you look at the
fine,
word
right.
findeth, it's a discovering. It's
So
not just
there's a
looking
seeking,
around. Okay, I think I see her.
right.
No, when you marry that woman, you find it. It's like it's a continuous discovery. You find it a wife.
Right,
But we say, well,
right.
now I find her. I mean, as a matter of fact, if you want to get technical about it, it didn't even say one wife either,
And here's an interesting
right?
comment from
It's
Travel
it's a, let-
Escapades.
it's a let every man have his own wife, his own. So if it's 10 women and they're my own, right? But then again, that's technical, right? I'm not saying that's the way it is. I'm just saying I see a lot
I
of people go
got you.
many ways with the same idea and same topic. So it's
So
interesting.
here's an interesting comment from Travel Escapades, which says, so every time we have an argument, and this is what the woman would say, quote, you couldn't even propose, I had to do it for you. And oh Lord have mercy, and he
Well, that
hashtags
sounds
concern.
that sounds like a particular kind of woman from a certain kind of culture who would say that. So that's why they were culture again.
Oh
Because maybe
Lord.
another culture would say something differently. See, I
Yeah, yeah.
wouldn't say anything at all, right?
Well, here you go. Marsha J says,
Conditioning,
I don't
culture.
quite I don't quite see myself asking. However, I applaud the men for their courage to ask, knowing the possibility of rejection. Still interested in
Uh-oh.
hearing their story though. Yes, and I'm with
Yeah.
you, Marsha J. I'm interested in hearing our couple's story tonight. I want to hear from DJ KTE about his story tonight. What was that
I got a
like
story, right?
having
I got a story.
someone what was that like to have someone propose to you? What was going through your
uh,
mind? What was the reaction? Were you surprised? Were you like, oh my
this
god,
song came
no,
to
don't do this?
this song came to mind. We're in this love together. We got a kind that
Really?
lasts forever. Well, anyway, wait. Let me
That
let me
came to
say
your mind?
that
Come on,
song came
DJ
to my mind.
KTE, come on.
But
Spill the
let me tell you
tea.
what
Spill
happened.
the tea.
Well, I
Spill
wasn't.
the tea.
I was spared. I wasn't expecting for that anyway. I wouldn't, because I never imagined. I mean, I'm a cultured kind of guy too, right? Very
Mhm.
conservative church. Some would say religiosity, churchianity, well
Yes.
churched, and as some would say the Bible. Listen, whenever folks use the word the Bible, I get nervous sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because the Bible has been used so many different ways, and it's been understood so many different ways, and it's been talked about so many different ways. So I don't
Right.
get too technical about it. I understand one's belief and one's feeling about it and what they get from it. And I give
Mm-hmm.
them all the rights because I think we all as human beings have a direct line to the creator or father, and how we interpret the word, how we interpret life and the world, and how we see things to our own vernacular. So I don't get too caught up when, folks say the why with the word, the Bible, because a lot of them is deeper than that. But
Right.
anyway, I basically was dating this young lady, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a kind of a long distance relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our communication was over the phone. It wasn't in person.
Right.
So if you really want to get to know someone really deep, you have to do a lot of conversation, talking, sharing, and so forth.
Right.
What
Okay, so
established?
so hold on.
Mhm,
So question, was the
mhm.
relationship long distance?
It was it. I mean, it
Okay.
was it was. I mean, it was long distance in terms of we don't see each other every day or every week because it
Okay,
was I
understood.
could
Okay.
drive to where she was and vice
Okay,
versa,
okay.
but it wasn't like
Okay.
overseas kind of thing. Um,
Okay. Okay, got
um,
you. Got you.
but it was some effort trying to get to where she was and vice versa.
Mm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But we had really deep conversations, and mentally we connected very well. Great conversations, and of course the love
Right.
grew. Prior to her proposing to me, there were some things that I had concerns about. So but I wasn't expecting that. Someone who had acquired some things in life already, a house and their own car, good job, pretty established. That was a good thing. But it felt
Mm-hmm.
like I was on the list. It was like a list that I was on. So it was like a checklist. House, car, kid, now a husband.
Oh, so you mean the checklist
Yeah,
of the female?
yeah, it felt that way. Yeah, just on
Okay,
prior thing that I've
understood.
observed. Yeah, so not
Right,
expecting
right.
that. When that came, it felt like no, okay, there we go. That's the next check on the list now. Because lovely young lady, and I think she meant well, but she was looking at the future. She was actually looking at a date and a wedding date and who was going to do the wedding. She was a great planner, really, really, really in the future. And I got scared.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel quite ready, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
especially us being about 3-4 months into the relationship. And when she asked, of course, she asked in a way where it was almost like I got something to tell you, but it's kind of nervous. I'm like, what is it? I mean, well, it's real. So I was kind of watching her coming to the point
Mm-hmm.
of asking, not knowing it would have been that question. Because of course, when she said it, this is like, this is
So
a
she didn't
kid.
go down
This is
on
it.
so did she go down on one knee?
No, it's just me. Thank God I was over the phone, because if it was not over
I
the
was over the
phone,
phone.
because if it was in person,
Oh,
I might have fall back, and like when when Christ arose from the grave and the men fell back, like in
I got
astonishment. Yeah.
you.
So because of that, maybe the impact wasn't so bad. Because of course she didn't see my facial expression. I didn't see hers. So when she said that, I was like, wow, so that's pretty. For a while, I was lost for words. I didn't know what to say. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessarily a bad thing she's doing, right? But then again,
Mm-hmm.
I have to kind of wrestle with my own maleness, my traditional, thinking that a woman don't ask me that. I asked the question. You don't ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And someone did say in the chat that imagine living with a woman who said, "I had to ask you. You didn't ask me." That I would, if I heard that once in my life, I would just roll over and not wake up again, because that would be the ultimate. I'll probably say embarrassment. Culturally, you know how I think. Like you mean, in other words, you didn't have the balls to ask me. I had to ask you. I would never want to
Right.
hear that. But anyway,
Wow. Yeah.
But so I gracefully, I hope I
Declined.
did decline the offer.
I
I mean,
got
she was
you.
disappointed, but like I said, I'm glad it
I
wasn't
can
in
just
person.
imagine. All right. I can just imagine DJ KTE. So we have with us DJ Marsha J, and she's going to be connecting with our guests tonight because they are having connectivity issues. You know how it is with
Oh
technology.
yes.
Luckily, we know how to maneuver around this, on this show. So good night, Marsha J. Are you
Hey
hearing us?
guys, thank you so much for having me this evening, and I'm
Hi,
so happy
Marsha J.
I'm so happy to be the mediator between the guests and you guys this evening to
Yes,
Oh
see how
really?
thank you
best we
so
Mediator.
thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right, hold on one moment, please. Mr. and Mrs. Gale, are you there?
Yes, we're here.
Can you
Very
hear
good.
me?
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
I can.
I
Awesome.
can. I hope they can hear us. Can they hear us?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Very good.
Oh,
Very
praise
good.
the Lord.
All
Hallelujah.
right.
All right. Yes, so we are just bubbling over with excitement because we want to get all up in your business. We want to hear. We want. We want to hear about your awesome relationship. I know from introduction you were saying you are celebrating 5 happy years of marriage, and we want to know, as we're talking about female proposals tonight. So the first question is going to be, of course, who proposed?
Okay. Well,
All
I
right.
should put it this way. I popped the question knowing that he was gonna ask, but I was wondering what he was waiting on.
It was taking too long.
Waiting here.
I got it from a best friend that he was going to propose. So
Okay.
I was wondering when he was going to do it.
Oh, so in other words, you had no patience. How you couldn't wait no more? I ain't gonna wait no more. I want to get this thing going here. It's getting hot in here.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was actually going to propose. Her friends knew about it, and I told them not to tell her, inform her anything about that. And besides that too, you see, a long time ago, I remember I was talking to God within myself. I'm saying that when my wife comes along, I would like my wife to propose to me.
Oh Lord!
Oh
what
wow!
What kind of prayer is that, my brother? What kind of prayer were you praying?
That's interesting.
Yeah, so Yes. So basically, I wanted it that way from God. So when we were there now, and she said she has something to say. She like women don't normally do these things, and she was going on the road there, and I said yes, without she even say out the question. And she said, you don't know what I'm gonna say. And I said to her, yes, I do. You're gonna ask me to marry you. And the answer is yes.
Wow. So, Mrs. Gale, were you going to do the entire thing? Go down on one knee with the ring, all the things that the man would do. You had all of that planned to do?
No, I didn't have all of that planned.
No.
Because we were just laying down one day, and that's when I asked the question.
Yes,
okay.
I officially asked her in return to marry me. When I went down on my knees. And
okay. So you did the acting out of what she actually asked you.
Yes.
Okay, because my follow-up question was going to be no. So how did the family respond or react to hearing that your wife proposed to you first, or did your proposal, Mr. Gale, cover that?
Yes, my proposal actually covered that. That's actually was between me and her. But I think I told Sister Marsha about this a long time ago, but I was just explaining to her the circumstances. You understand? Because you know that when you have a relationship and you make Christ the center of that relationship. I remember I was going through a lot of up and down relationship. That's before I met my wife. You understand me? And actually, right before I met my wife, I actually was single. You understand me? Right before. That was the July of 2014. And I was solely focusing less on relationship now because it wasn't working out. And I was focusing on my daughter. And then I met her. You understand?
So how long did you date before? How long did you date or was engaged before the proposal happened? How long did you date for?
Go ahead.
How long were you dating for before the proposal happened?
All right, it was about 3 months.
Oh man, wow.
It's about 6. That's 6 years.
Okay.
I think I believe the lady a little more because they're more accurate with dates.
We are more accurate with dates, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's 6 months.
Okay.
So you felt that 6 months was enough. You guys have talked I had a lot of conversations, got to know him very well, and so forth. So you felt 6 months was the time. The clock was saying now is the time.
Yes. Because she wanted to settle down. I wanted to settle down. At one point in time, even there's another part that was actually fulfilled in our relationship when she actually said, we're in the world, we're not doing anything like the world, we're not partying, we're not going to clubs, we're not drinking, we're not smoking, we're not doing none of that stuff. And she said to me, let us go to church then. And I turned to her and I said, yes, and I turned to her and I said, yes. I remember David said, I was glad when they said unto me, come, let us go into the house of the Lord. So that's what we did.
Right.
We were going here, we started to go to United Lifeline as churchgoers for a period of time. And then
the New Year's. The New Year's when I went to the altar.
Yeah.
And he was actually outside, and I went up to the altar and I got saved.
Right.
He went to our pastor to talk to, because at the moment, at that time, we were living together. So, right then we had to start planning the wedding.
Okay.
Right.
So basically, I went to the bishop when she told me that she was going to get baptized. So I explained to the bishop that we're living together and we're actually engaged. So before she get baptized, tell the bishop that I want to do this the right way.
Okay.
Right? Yes. We're going on an interview because remember, she knows me and I know her.
Right.
Understand me? So you don't want it to be said that she's baptized and then she's living with a man, and you understand me?
Right.
So let us do this the right way. Wait till after our marriage, then we're coming back to be baptized.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Okay.
So I like how I like you kind of caught up and kind of didn't let her lead all the way. You kind of just came back and took the reign, not only in the proposal but also in the idea of living for God or be a Christian in your words, to not just watch her go along but step ahead, to say let's make it a union, a real unit, so we can be a balanced couple. So I like that. I like how you did it there, because a lot of men let a woman just go on her own and just live right there, and then she feels that there's don't feel that strong connection. But that was very nice. And if you're happily married now, that's probably a major part of it. How you started it, and how you try to make it unified, I believe.
Yes. I have a question though, because listening to your story, and even though Mr. Gale told me that he went ahead and then he proposed after, well, quote unquote officially, there are arguments, Mrs. Gale, that when a woman proposes to a man, it is out of desperation. I'm desperate, and it doesn't really have a good look for women. What do you say about this? Were you desperate? I heard you say before that you couldn't wait on him to propose, even though he had it in mind, and of course you didn't know. But was that a thinking that you had, or was it something that you just wanted to do
differently?
No, for me it wasn't desperation, because I know what I wanted, and I just wanted to settle down. I didn't want to be going all over the place, and and we were comfortable at that time, and we still are comfortable. Not that I'm saying that we're not comfortable, but at that time we were happily in love, so much in love that I knew, because I got the hint, and then I was waiting, and I'm wondering why it was taking so long. So I just went ahead. But for me, it's the feeling that knowing that you're in a relationship and you can trust that person, and the trust you have and the love you have for that person. I don't see, and we have good communication. So I just went ahead and asked the question.
So here's my question to the Mr. Gale. So now, if you had to go back to that moment in time, all right, at that situation, what would you have wanted to do differently if you could? What would it change? Anything about that whole approach, or would it make a difference in how it happened? Or would you leave it the same way it happened?
Well, for me, I have the question, but
you're saying if you had to, you would do it differently. You're saying?
No other way. Go again.
You're saying if you had to do it again, you would do it the same way. You would it change anything on that event?
No, because for me, not that the right way is for the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
It did. You understand me? But what I'm saying, I asked God for something and He delivered.
Okay.
So now what? So now we got I got to ask a question now. So if you prayed to God and God did, so maybe it's not a wrong or right way. It's just a way, because
It's just a
God
way, yes.
would God do a wrong way when it's not right? You see, so I'm just kind of curious about that idea there. Because you said a while ago, you're saying that that's the right man. You said it's not the right way. So if you feel the right way is the man supposed to ask, why would you pray for the woman to ask? Because maybe it's not a wrong or right way. Maybe it's just a way.
No, because I want to know the right person.
Oh, so that is why you ask. That's why you ask God for that specific thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
that
I
was
do
your.
remember you saying you had some really challenging relationships in the past. So
Yes.
okay.
And you
Okay.
always are the ones to initiate those relationships. You always would want to go after them. So this was very different for you. Very different.
No, it's just that they don't have the type of mindset that I have, the mindset to settle down with a family. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't work out, and their type of life didn't mesh with my type of life. Once
Okay.
we get down to the nitty gritty of it, you understand me?
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
The outdoor partying type and so forth, and I'm more reserved.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow.
So do you think that persons would look at your look down on the relationship because your wife proposed to you as opposed to you proposing?
Well, I don't know, That's what they feel. Our relationship is about how we feel.
Okay.
Right. All right.
Yeah. You understand me? It's not about what persons out there think. It's about what how we feel about each other. You understand how we see ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, in their view, they can look down, but in our view, our heads are held high.
Nice. Okay.
Right. All right. That's good. And our listeners are commending you for they say you're respectable couple, and they commend you both for your flow and how you are responding to each other and how you responded to your request that you asked of God. Somebody's asking Mrs. Well, both of you, have you ever used the proposal, or who proposed first, in an argument?
A lot of time we joke about it, but never in an argument.
Okay.
Yes. You see, in a relationship, it's not just like a one-time thing, because we are still dating. It's just because the pandemic, but we're still dating.
Nice.
Like, we go to the movie, like dinners. We even went to hotels and so forth. Have weekends together and so forth. So we had date. We just go spontaneous, just go somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like, just say to my wife, just get ready the kids, and we're just out there.
Okay.
All right, that's wonderful. Now, what is something that you would say to the critics of the critics who would say, no, that's not the right way, that's not the way to go, you did it the wrong way?
In terms of the proposal?
Yes.
Well, My advice is to them this. In life, you have to know what you want and you have to go after what you need. Not want and need. You know? Because you see, in a relationship, sometimes the need only go one way. The need must go both ways. You understand me?
Yes.
Because if you're saying that the person that you're with is your helpmate, your rib, like right? You're supposed to need that person just as much as that person need you. You understand me? So if a person is going to sit and like criticize and say, sure, so like how we are man supposed to do it?
Yes.
God way is higher than man way.
Okay.
Right.
Question. Normally, in the scripture, you would see where a man would approach a father-in-law or so forth and say that he needs the woman and in marriage.
Yes.
Right? But also on the flip side, it is also in the scripture where a woman goes after the man that she also needs.
Okay.
As well.
You know, we're in a culture where we see a lot of what people expect to happen. You know, whether it's from dating, who goes first, how they do it. You know, a lot of it is woven into a kind of a belief system, you know, a tradition, a cultural way. So many times, I think women, they kind of picturize the entire event. You know, the wedding, the colors, the day, the amount of bridegrooms, you know, and they look at the way it's going to be done in the storybooks that they've read when they were young. They picture this knight is shining up. They actually picture these things, you know, and oftentimes, you know, the guy goes in one leg, and you know, and that's way, and it's like it's almost like the movie's been scripted. And so therefore, like many people say, when a woman gets married, they spend so much time on the actual wedding day itself, and what precedes that, the whole flow of everything. And then now, a lot of times when they're married, it doesn't take long before they start crying, maybe feeling discomfort. I've heard so many stories of women saying, "Oh man, they just, you know, the first month or 2 or 6 months, they feel out of shape, out of whack. You know, they're not sure what's going on. What is the right decision here?" After all that planning, all that execution, so to speak. So I think, like you said, my brother, it's not just the day of what is the proposal day or the marriage, is the life that follows that. How is that, you know, after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, how does it feel? Are you guys dating, loving, hanging out, having conversation, being spontaneous, you know, not taking each other for granted? You know, that's the life you want to have. I mean, often we hear the Bible and God, and some of us are so I guess not even happy in our marriages, you know, and we God all day long. So I'm not sure how that works, but hey, you know, it's a process. So I think it's not the beginning of it, just how it flows and how it ends, as far as I see it.
And there's another thing to you say. In terms of, you must be open to your spouse. You understand me? Meaning that you talk about every little things, whether financially, emotionally, or something of the sort there. If something is bothering you, you just talk. You understand me? For example, in this world, normally what happens is that men sometimes some men don't really tell the woman how much they're making. So basically, they is get talk about that. But and my wife actually knows everything financially.
Very open.
Okay, so you have that open conversation You guys talk
Yes.
about everything.
Yes.
So there is no feeling, no one is feeling less off or
Hmm.
Yes.
less
That's a good
than
thing.
another.
Hmm.
Yes, that's a good thing.
That's a beautiful thing.
I know it's a difficult conversation to have because um Mr. Gale, this is something that you asked for. And
Hmm.
we're going back to the proposal here. This is something that you asked for. So
Yes.
I mean, your situation may be a little bit different from, DJ Keith, for example, where he had no clue, you know, he was gonna be proposed to, and a lot of men, they're of the view that I feel blindsided. I don't know how to respond. This has gotten me off guard.
Hmm.
Um, and if a woman was supposed to propose to me, I would feel, I mean, less than, like you're stripping my role away from me, you know. How do you respond to that?
All right. All right. The key is in the vowels. The key is in the
Mm-hmm.
vowels. The vowels that you take at the altar. That is a perfect
Yes.
example. Because if you're then going to look at it that way, then in the better for worse, suppose the worst is that either man is crippled and in a wheelchair. My wife has to now take up the responsibility that I used to uphill in the house. What would you
Yes.
do then? You
Wow.
understand? So,
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah. So
Yes.
for that it's if a person would look at it that way, that would be like null and void.
Hmm.
Because the whole concept
Okay.
of marriage is right there in the vows that you take before man and God.
So are you saying that we are not to pay attention, or not to have much, don't pay attention too much on who proposes to who, but rather spend time on the marriage? That's what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you want to get technical with it, if you want to get real technical with this stuff, if for those who might be very very religious or maybe have very very conservative, at one
Right?
time women couldn't wear their hair no kind of weave or wigs. They had to go with their natural hair. Correct. And in
Correct?
their mind, they really believed and walked in that kind of belief. Also, you want to get even more technical, 'cause I can go deeper. So now, as far as Christians, when it comes to making love, because if making love didn't happen, I wouldn't be born. Okay, so let's get it real.
None
We're
of
here
us.
because somebody made love. That's how we got here. So at one
Yes.
time in the past, the woman would never be called on top of the man in making love. No, it's called missionary. You are the lady, and I'm the man, and it's supposed to be one way. I've heard those stories, and that's real stories way back then.
That's not the story.
Now these days, all of a sudden that's flipped to where it's okay now. So it's not to really make the whole thing seems frivolous, but I think that sometimes some things are very unique. There wasn't there wasn't many Virgin Marys, only one Virgin Mary. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, so I just saying sometimes things happen in very unique ways, and we lock into the word what he said, but we don't really get it into a layered way of looking at the words, the Bible
Mm-hmm.
in different contexts and different sections of it
Right.
to really get a good feel of what is really okay and not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think love is there, understanding is there, communication is there. You have something solid, you know. Of course, most men, they're not secure enough to even deal with that kind of stuff to say, well, she proposed to me. I mean, that's like, you got to be kidding me. That's not going to happen in my world. I get that. But I think that there was a certain level of trust
Yeah.
he has in herself, maybe in you, and you gave her enough to say, you know what, I can be vulnerable with this man, which I think most
Mm-hmm.
women need to feel with men more vulnerable and not so defensive and so and so guarded.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that many men have dated for years and years and decades and have proposed to the poor lady, and she's waiting to say for something because the Bible said he's supposed to say it. And maybe if she did say, honey, let's make it happen, enough waiting, maybe, just maybe, they might have been, married, and who knows. So that's a thought.
There's a question from a viewer slash listener, Travel Escapades. I see your comments. We are taking them bear with us. We're taking them one at a time. We want everybody to finish their comments. However, he asks a question that I want us to really discuss because it is a really, really important question. And his question really says he's a man and he's saying, okay, so what's left for us to do? And there are men out there that really have that thinking. All right. He says, forget tradition, right or wrong way. What is left for the man to do? Because really, if we look at how the world is
Just say
going right
yes.
now, with
say yes, I do.
with how the world is going right now, women really have taken over with a lot of the roles, including in the home, being the breadwinner, raising the children, going out to work, and really, with unfortunately, a lot of our men missing. Um, they have to take the reins in the relationship, even if they're in a relationship. The women at some point in time have to take the reins so that the relationship can go forward. So here is a man asking, okay, they get pregnant. They're the ones who get pregnant and give birth and raise children and do all of that and all of that. And if she's the one that goes in for the first kiss, the first date, proposes, all of those things. Plans the wedding, because it's always said that the wedding is not really for the man, it's really for the woman, which I don't really agree with, because it's both of us getting married. It's not really for me alone. But with all of that, here is this person's concern: what is left for me as the man to do? So I want to hear from our guest tonight. What are your thoughts on that question?
What is left for the man to do?
Yes, because it seems as if that the women are taking over all the roles that the man really should be owning and doing.
All right, we're going to the proposal part because it's the topic, right?
Yes.
All right. For one, not because say for example the woman proposed, right? It takes away anything from you as the man.
But some men don't feel that way. Some men feel stripped away from that kind of a responsibility.
Yes, but if you look at it at a different perspective, some of the time we as man, we actually drag our foot sometimes.
Yes.
We delay and wait at times. And you have a woman, because if you check it out, behind every strong black man or a man rather is a strong woman. And behind every strong, successful woman, you will have a strong man figure, somebody there to really motivate that person to propel that person to success. Versus versa.
I hear you.
Right? Yes. So in the terms of the same, the question is that it doesn't take away from the man is manhood per se. Right? Your manhood is in your thinking, your mentality. Yes, a man's supposed to propose, but the woman proposed. What are you going to do? Say hell no. Hell what? You follow what I'm saying?
Yes,
so in other words, it seems like now, you make a good point. It seems like now, when she proposed, in other words, she had a temperature of the relationship already. She had an idea of who you guys were. So in other words, if you were dating somebody, Mr. Gale, and it was just the first week, with the first week of dating or the second date, and she proposed to you, you probably say hell no, because that's just not the right time. But apparently, you built something in that 6 months that was unique, that was very special. So it makes sense to me.
Yes.
Make sense?
It was special. Yes, it makes sense because it is special. Because if, for example, this what is happening here, a person that is not spiritual minded wouldn't understand it. Understand it. But the best way I can break it down is that if the man proposes or the woman proposes, who knows? It's sometimes it's the unorthodox thing that actually work. Because if you look at how some of the times some persons meet, and if 5 years down the line, or say 15 years down the line, you should look back. You're like, that's a bit shaky. Persons just walk through a door and just colliding each other. And from there, they have a relationship for the next 50 years.
Wow. Yeah, true.
It can be that you're at a public restroom there. You're coming out of the men's bathroom. Just look over your shoulder and turn around, and you bump into a woman coming out of the ladies' restroom. It can be that you're on the beach, and a lady is on a bath towel right there, and you're playing with the boys football, and you trip over her. You follow me? It can be in a car accident.
Yeah.
In a taxi. It could be in a subway. It could be on NASA.
More than usual places. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So everything. If you should look at how persons actually meet, you can see that nothing there is flat. You can see it and just walk over to her. She might be having
So, for instance, just say like us meet back in 2014.
Yes, like meet in 2014. Yeah, how we met. You like to see her, sweetheart? Guess what?
I actually used to see him before I had met him at the workplace.
Okay.
To live in the same lane that I was residing at the time. And I used to see him walk by. And I always admired him before, but we never exchanged any word until I started working at the hotel. Then I realized that he was working there as well. And so that's where we met. And it's just like one day I was walking towards a restaurant, and he called to me, and from there, because all the while when I was passing and he was standing, I used to just like walk fast. It's like when I'm going close, I just so and walk straight. So one day actually stopped. I actually stopped when he called to me, and that was the first time we had exchanged word. But each time after that, I would just like smile and pass. And one day he stopped me in the elevator when I was going down to the first floor. He stopped me in the elevator, and he said that he wanted to see me later on that day. So I was teaching him, because each time I glimpsed him at the sun, I would walk the other way. So but he actually caught me in the staff canteen one day.
Okay.
And we came from there, yes, and we started talking eventually.
Okay, wonderful, 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 guys. We have to break for just a minute because we have our spotlight guest in the room. So, Mr. and Mrs. Gale, don't go nowhere. I'm
Hmm.
just switching on the spotlight light for a minute as we have Lady Lauren Carter in the room, and we are going to be engaging with her for just a few moments as she speaks to us about her journey and as election draws nigh how
Yes,
she is
closer, it's closer.
feeling. Yes,
Yeah.
it's drawing nine. Good night, Lady Lauren. How are you
Good night.
doing?
Good night.
Good evening, Lady Misty and DJ KTE. I'm fine.
Oh,
How are you?
Good
thank you. You're
evening.
looking lovely tonight,
We
Miss
are
Miss
good.
Carter. Lovely.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a long day, so thank you for that compliment.
All right. All right. So we shared with our viewers and listeners earlier that we know that election is coming up and we know that early election starts on the 12th of June. And so I know you are hitting the ground and you are trying to get in the last minute of everything so
Yes,
that
yes.
voting goes in your favor. And as time winds down, I want to ask you this question. Uh, why Yumi Radio and what has it been like working with this station?
Well, excuse me, UME Radio has been very responsive, and UME Radio has actually given me some great ideas to run
Yes.
the campaign, help me to be more organized and in getting my message out. So I would
Hmm.
have to credit UME Radio for really helping to improve the campaign and
Yes.
making it look much, much better.
All right. How has the campaign been treating you?
Wow. Well, it's been quite busy. There's
Mm,
never enough time in the day to try to get to every voter that you need to get to, which is why
yes.
social media is important, which is why
Hmm.
email is important. But
Yes,
nothing
yes, that's
beats,
correct.
yeah, but nothing beats the door to door, face to face contact with voters because
Hmm.
actually I've been all around the city the last few months, but particularly the last few weeks, knocking on doors, and I've
Hmm.
gotten a very good response. And some
Okay.
people have said to me, you know what, because you took the time to come to my door, I'm going to vote for you.
All
Wow, look at
right.
that, huh?
That
Wow.
that
Awesome.
sounds really wonderful, and I'm happy that you're talking about going door to door.
Yes.
And because I wanted to ask you, what has been the support like from the community, especially with regards to people of color? What
Yeah.
has that been like for you? What has that response been since
Mhm.
you've been on the ground?
Well, the response generally has been good. I would have to say
Hmm.
Good.
people
Hmm.
already know who
Yes.
I am,
Hmm.
Hmm.
because maybe they've seen a video or an email or something, an
Hmm.
advertisement. So some people know who I am, which is encouraging,
Good.
and they said they're voting for me. Other people, after I speak with them, they really have a clear understanding. And like I said, they appreciate that I came to the door. So they say they're voting for me. Others, they want to take time because they're hearing from other candidates. So they want to just do the research for
Yes,
themselves,
yes.
which is understandable. They want to check out all our websites and social media pages. I
Yes.
think I have the best website. And
Hmm.
thank you,
There you go.
UMERADIO. And then there are some people who are quite apathetic,
Hmm.
because there have
Mm,
been so many challenges here and just disappointments, and even
yes.
voter suppression tactics that have been used by previous candidates and previous campaigns as recently as
Hmm.
Hmm.
2 years ago.
Hmm.
So people really have gotten to the point where they just don't want to be involved or engaged at all. But that's why door to door is good as well, because actually I one voter that I spoke with said she wasn't going to vote,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
because I came to her door and spoke to her, she said she was going to vote and she was going to tell her neighbors too. So,
Wow. So that
yeah.
engagement definitely is a great a great approach
yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
showing that you're really with them, on the ground, and you're not afraid to meet them where they are. That's
Yes.
wonderful. That's really awesome. Yeah.
That is really
Love it.
great. I know you've had a very long day, so one more question for you before you go,
Yeah.
uh, Miss Carter. Tell us about the fundraiser that you have, and what are you calling on us to do?
Yes, I'm having a fundraiser. Thank you for asking. Thank you for bringing this up. So next
Yes.
Monday, May 31st, is Memorial Day in the United States of America. It's
Yeah.
a day that we put aside to recognize and honor those that made the ultimate sacrifice in our armed services, those who died.
Yes.
And I decided to have a fundraiser to raise funds for the campaign, because you need all the money you can get, especially in the last leg of the campaign. But we would also like to take the time to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. So we have several guest speakers. Reginald Lafayette, who's the chairperson of the Mount Vernon Democrat City Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen Palmer, who's a Gold Star mother. Her son paid the ultimate sacrifice in Afghanistan about 17 or 18 years ago. He passed away in Afghanistan. And I have a couple of young people that will be on. One who is in law school, one who is doing great things with regard to our environment and sustainability. And we have Apostle Dr. Faith Walters, a Mount Vernon district leader, who's speaking. So I'm looking forward to the event. I'm sure there will be more speakers. Actually, I really believe that there are going to be a couple of more great speakers, and we'll have some artists as well. People who will be reciting poetry and singing and playing the saxophone. Right?
That's right.
All right.
Yes. So it's going to be a virtual event. So we're asking everyone to click on the link there on the flyer to donate to get into the fundraiser.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Well,
Yes.
listen, I'm so excited to hear people of color, especially women, do big things. And I'm
Yes.
hearing
Indeed.
two great
Indeed.
names. I'm
Indeed.
hearing Lauren Carter and I'm hearing Faith Walters. So you know that those are
Powerhouse
two
there. Power team.
powerhouses.
Oh yeah. They're
Yeah.
gonna
So
take over
I
Mount
know.
Vernon. Yes, they
Yeah.
Yeah.
will.
So as the young people would say, I know Mount Vernon will be lit. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yes. As I want to thank you so much, Lady Lauren, for coming through and for talking to us. And I know
Indeed.
that Yumi Radio is honored to be working with you and being a part of your campaign. And we wish you all the success. We are declaring you the winner. We are declaring success over you and your campaign.
And
All
folks, remember
right.
to vote, 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 vote,
Vote,
vote.
vote,
Yes.
vote.
Yes.
Spread the
Yes.
word.
Yes.
Spread the word. Early voting is June 12th through the 20th.
Mhm.
There are 2 early voting locations in Mount Vernon, either at Mount Vernon City Hall or the Dole Center. Or if you vote the day of June 22nd, you will go to your regular polling place.
All
Yes.
right. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you
That was
again.
Lauren Carter. Yes,
Thank
for
you.
City
Thank you,
Council.
KTE.
You're
Yes.
most welcome over there in the city for the city of Mount Vernon. Go and vote, guys. Remember to visit laurenforcitycouncil.com to find out more information and to get engaged with this powerful woman as she works to get
Yeah,
herself in office to change lives and to do
thank
great
you.
things for her community.
Yes.
Vote, vote, vote.
Votes.
Yes. Vote,
Yes.
vote, vote. All right. Thank you so much.
Vote,
Guys,
vote, vote. Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
listening to Let's Talk Relationships. Wow, we're having such a full night tonight. I'm here with DJ KTE. I am Lady Misty. And of course, we just turned the light on the spotlight segment speaking with Lauren Carter, Democrat for City Council. Tonight, our topic is I proposed and he
He
said
said
yes.
yes.
Yes, and we were having a very, very fulsome conversation with the Gales, Mr. and Mrs. Gale, and they have really, really let us in their
Or should we
life.
say Mr. and Mrs. Gale? Or
Miss,
Mrs. and Mr. Gale?
whichever way you take it, the two became
They're one,
one.
huh?
Yes, and they have let us in their life tonight, and we have been engaging with them and speaking with them. Let me hop over on YouTube to see what's happening over there. If there are any questions or any comments that I would like to highlight. I know that Travel Escapades have been asking questions and been talking. I see Keisha Curtin. Good night, Keisha. How are you? And Keisha says that's why so many men lose out on good women because they take years to say yes.
Uh
Yes. Coach Raquel says, this is painful for me. Just
huh.
so much on women, too much. And later he also cheats and she forgives. Uh, um, Goodness is the helpmeet to a death sentence. Wow, what a question. Oh my goodness. And Travel says, yes, still waiting for that and for someone to address the pregnant woman holding her belly on the ground proposing to this man. Oh, too much for me. For those of you who are viewing us here on YouTube and on Facebook, I know our producer uh, po- um, posted a picture, showed us a picture of a woman on bended knee, and she is obviously well endowed, well pregnant, and she has a ring supposedly in her hand, proposing to the gentleman, and the gentleman is, just flabbergasted. He's surprised. And just looking at this picture, DJ KTE, I can pull so many things from it. I don't know if the girls can see this picture. I don't know if they can see it. Uh but so many things there are so many things we can probably assume, or probably take away from this photo. um if this was Mr. and Mrs. Gale, it would be, oh, it's just all love. It's all love because of their story, and the fact that this is something that Mr. Gill asked for. you know but on the other hand, there are so many things. There are persons saying, "Ooh, look at this lady, she's pregnant," and the man knows she's pregnant, and she has to pull out all the stops just to keep the man in her
Hmm.
life. Should this be uh as Coach Kelly saying, this is wrong, so wrong, too much, hashtag
It
frostbite.
is right. It
you
is
know
right. Right. Right.
yes, I can just imagine now this man is saying to himself, oh my God, I feel so trapped. Should I run? Should I go? Should I
Mm.
say no? Will I hurt her feelings? Should I say yes for yes sake? You know, I can't see his face well, but I'm sure all of these things are going through his mind. Uh, does she really know that I really
Ah.
don't like her? Like, I don't really like her like that. You
Like
know,
that, now she's crazy. Like, she think I'm gonna say yes. She must be kidding me here. He's probably thinking
right?
that.
All of those things. I wonder if she not
Like,
really like
let
her
me
like
see how
that.
nice he can break this down to her.
Travel Escapade says, pull a DJ KTE and run. Oh
Run!
my, oh my God. But
Oh my God! Listen, the thing
there
is that,
are,
I mean,
oh
Lady Misty,
Jesus. Yes.
you hear so much different. You see, people are really opinionated. It's okay, and oftentimes also narcissistic, right? But the reality
Yes.
is that we have no idea how much we are cultured by the songs that
True.
we listen to, by the books we read, by the way we see things. Okay, I give an example. Look at how we do weddings here now in our world.
Mm,
Can you imagine what it
yes.
was like in the Garden of Eden when it said it was the first marriage? What comes to your mind? What do you think that was? Were there any
Well,
witness there to say, well,
well,
I agree with
some,
or not agree? Were there any ones around to sign anything that makes the legal agreement? I mean, if you think about this thing here, it's really deep.
we had this discussion some years ago. I was a part of a panel, and as you bring it up now,
Uh-huh.
I was a part of a panel some
Yeah.
years ago. I wasn't even married yet, and there were the question of marriage and it being legal came about, and the whole idea of no wearing rings versus But then, because the argument was you are not really married until the marriage is consummated, right? Until you actually have
How about
sex,
that?
because that is the binding feature of a marriage, right? That's both of you coming together as one, not necessarily the
Mm-hmm.
ring. And probably that's a topic we could talk about, because
Yeah.
I think that came about because here on the island there was an article in one of our papers here on the island, the Observer, with a story that came out. I think we can probably find it. Uh, this couple had been married for, I don't remember, for about 10, I think about 10 years, and they've never had sex, right?
Wow.
And
You know,
and so
on that note,
they,
you know.
so it's a whole
Sorry,
lot
Miss
of
Lady
things,
Misty.
but
That one sounds
we
really
breaking
crazy.
again.
Yeah.
We gotta break again.
Let's.
Take a breather,
Yeah.
take a breather, take a breather, because I'm gonna be switching on the light again. All right.
So if
So
we
we
start this
switching.
one here, we probably
That's a
yeah,
whole different
yeah,
show. All right.
yeah.
We switching
Go
on
ahead.
the spotlight
I'm
again,
telling
and in
you.
the
Let's not
room
start. Let's stop
tonight.
it right here.
Yes, in the room tonight we have Apostle Dr. Faith Walters with us in the room tonight. Oh my God, we have a powerful
10
woman
years.
in the room tonight. She is the founder, of course, of Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. Good night, Dr. Faith.
Yes.
How are you?
Oh my God! Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Dr. Faith. You're looking lovely as
Good
well.
night.
Looking lovely.
Well,
With the orange. Look at you.
oh
Look at you.
my
All bright. Oh my
God!
goodness.
The
Lovely.
She
conversation is so hot. Oh my
I'll
God!
tell you.
Water.
It's getting
Everything's
hot in
water.
here.
Mm,
But
That's
please
my
why
keep
we
on
just
your clothes.
my.
we had to
Woo.
we had to just take a break and just,
Yes.
shine the light on you.
Oh Lord. Well, thank
That's
you
the
for
faith.
taking a
Faith. That's
break.
faith. That's the word. Phenomenal woman. That's the word. Phenomenal
Well,
woman.
thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Dr. Faith, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you have been doing awesome work, just as Lady Lauren has
Yes.
been
On
doing
the
over
ground.
there in Mount
On the
Vernon,
ground,
on the
man.
ground. And of course,
Yeah.
my first word to you is a word of congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the awesome work that you have been doing over there. I know the people of Mount Vernon truly appreciate you.
Yes.
And I want
Yeah.
you to tell us about your outreach program. I know it's something that you do, something special once every month. And I want you to shed some light on what's happening for this month.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being
Goody.
on the show.
All right,
Yeah.
you're
One
most
time.
welcomed.
I'm part of this team. Every so often, y'all go in and out. So this,
Uh-huh. That's
yes,
right.
Yes.
yes, I'm so excited about doing this month, giving out our monthly community outreach drive where we give out packages. I create the
Mhm.
packages that we give
Nice.
out.
Oh,
And
wow, awesome.
I personally, if I had thought about it, I could have showed you one that I did, what I do.
Oh, I wish you could. Yeah.
Yes, hold on one second. I can do it.
That's right. Take your
It's right
time. Yeah. We
here.
want to see
Okay.
something.
It's right here.
There you
This
go.
time, my daughter was with me and she helped me put it together.
Oh, look at that. How
So
Okay.
nice.
that
I like
was
that.
a blessing, you know.
That's
So
right.
we
We want
did
to see
two
it. We want to
types.
see it.
Yes, of course. We did two types.
Yes.
And let's see if I can get it in front of
Show
the
the
camera.
world.
Let's see. Okay, so we usually do this one with the oh, can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Usually this one with the bags. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right.
We came up with the idea because I used to have a lot of information on the front. So she said,
Mhm.
Mommy, there's too much information. Just put, people don't like to read stuff. So just put it on. So,
Ain't that the truth?
yes. So she said, just put up, just go to the YouTube channel if you want to
Mhm.
subscribe to the YouTube channel. So she did that and
Yes.
put Instagram as well, where we're on Instagram too. So
Oh,
she
nice.
Awesome.
I
the
like
email
the
address,
idea.
the
Awesome.
website address at the bottom.
Oh, I like
Okay.
that.
So then this is the basket that we made now.
Ah, that's
Oh,
lovely.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
we
Oh, I
did
like
lovely.
that.
I
that.
A
love
little
that.
different this time. You know,
Wow, look at very
yeah.
classy.
So I
Listen,
Look at that.
I need a package, Apostle.
Send
I
one
normally
right
do these
away. I like that.
baskets.
Yeah.
I do these baskets myself all the time. I do sell them. You know, I
Uh-huh.
remember I did give one to your mom when she was here, your late mom, for her
Yes, I
90th
remember. Yeah, that
birthday.
was so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I do create those packages on my own.
Oh, that's
Yes,
lovely.
I do, and it's called Angelic Creations, unique
Mm-hmm.
creation, making designs beyond the norm. So what I normally put in there is food and maybe some kind of perfume, whatever it is, soap, you know.
Yes.
So it's mixed.
Yeah.
And if it's a couple and if it's one person's birthday, and say if it's
Mm-hmm.
the wife's birthday, I may put something in for the husband so he don't
Watch it
feel left
now.
out. You know what I mean? So
I
stuff
like
like that.
that.
I do that. So, and if it's a mother's birthday and she got children, I may put something there for the children. Probably
Look
put
at
some
that.
cookies in there or something
Mm.
to that effect.
Oh,
So
that's
Nice.
lovely.
that's something I've been doing for the past, oh my God, maybe about 6, 7 years. I've been doing that.
Mm.
Wow.
And I just decided to do a little different thing for that. I was
Mm.
always doing the bags every month, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
God, I
Mm-hmm.
need to do something different. So let me add, because it's recycled plastic containers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I use them.
nice.
Yeah, I don't really go out and buy plastic containers because I have so much recycled material here.
Nice.
And
Nice.
yeah, so I did that. So I decided to make it special because this month is still representing Mother's Day month, and I find sometimes when I had when I'm out there giving out the packages, I usually have a flower thing. Let me just get that
Mm-hmm.
too. Oh my goodness. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I
We're
usually have this like a vase. I have this in a
Okay.
vase. I have this rose thing in a
Okay.
yes. Oh, that's
Oh,
the
got you.
logo.
Got
beautiful.
you. Got you.
Yeah,
Got
the logo for the ministry is a
you.
rose. So I have this in like in a vase. So I remember once this guy wanted to take it from me. I'm gonna say, no, it's for decoration.
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I kind of make the table look festive and things like that, make it look presentable because it's
Yes.
all in the way you present it, and
Mm-hmm.
make people feel special. So I
Yeah.
think
Right.
doing the baskets this time along with the packages create a little
Mm-hmm.
different, a little more different effect. So that
Okay.
it's
Yes.
improving. And there's sometimes I remember once, I think in February, I did some baking, and I also do I put my own spin on things. So
Mm-hmm.
I do cranberry banana bread.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in the muffin container, I put in the plastic and put it in there, and they all loved it. Okay. So yeah, so each time I do something different. And it's so funny how I've been doing this. I've been doing outreach for a while because I'm always in the community preaching.
Mhm.
Every
Yeah.
year I used to preach on the street before the pandemic.
Yes.
We always
Right.
have preach and have a barbecue and things like that, give out food and Bibles and stuff like that, and have people come and
Mm-hmm.
share testimonies and preachers. Because I do a lot of preaching on the street more than I do inside the building. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't really get a lot of
Nice.
support from the churches, but it's okay because as long as the word of God is going forth, that's really all that matters.
Wow.
Yes.
And even so, when I still see people in the street from all the times I've been doing from this different parts of Mount Vernon, because Minister Lauren was also she's one of my speakers as well at my
Mm-hmm.
events, So, and people still
Nice.
see me and they still remember what I've done in years past.
Very
You
nice.
know, so
Very nice.
That's very good.
this just continues, and it's a pleasure doing it. And it's a pleasure to even hear. I gave out some bags. I think Christmas bags. There was something different, some satin bags. I think it pulls up and you see it on the screen there. I don't know if they get a chance to show it,
Mm-hmm.
but I had given
Yes.
out some Christmas bags. And I had somebody came when I gave out, I think it was either March, somebody
Mm-hmm.
came with a testimony of what that bag did on that Christmas.
Nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So it was so
Wow.
powerful, to hear that testimony that, somebody was giving out bags on the corner. They didn't know who I was, and he said that changed their lives because they had just lost a loved one. And when they
Mm.
opened the
Wow.
bag, they saw what was in the bag. I had socks at that time because I allowed the Lord to tell me what to put in the bags.
Mm.
Really direct me as really what to put in there each time.
Nice.
So that Christmas, because it was cold, the Lord said to put toiletries and put gloves and hat and scarves. So I did that.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's really showing. That's really
Yeah,
being
yes,
selfless. That's what it's
yes,
about. It's about really touch the community.
yes,
Not just words, but
yes,
literal actions. Your
yes.
activities is showing that you're really engaged.
Wow.
So it's
And
a blessing,
oh
And
man,
yeah, there go the bags. There go the bags. Those are the ones I did,
hmm
and the
Yes.
logo on it.
Truly wonderful.
Loved it, So, and every time is a little different, So I like to be
Hmm.
creative in what I do, and the people, they realize that I care, because I'm not just going to just throw something at you, you
hmm
know. And as soon as I get the building, because we still believe in God for the building, it's going
hmm
to be expanded even more, because I had people, giving me clothes and stuff like that, and
okay,
because we got to do more than just being a place of just going to church to hear a word. We got to go
hmm
beyond that,
yeah,
Yes.
and we don't, if we have been doing it a long time, going beyond that, besides sitting in the building all the time, I think we'd have a different type of environment,
hmm
with less violence,
yeah,
with more
Mm.
yeah,
love, because I
hmm
think people come to the building, okay, to have that connection, to have that fellowship one with another. But how do you fellowship with someone when you're new to the place,
hmm
and people leave out, and nobody even says hello to you, nobody even shake
hmm
your hand, you know what I mean?
True,
So
true.
that's
Yes.
something too, guy really got to think about. And you come out feeling, went in there feeling lonely, you come out still feeling lonely, because you
hmm
came to a place where there should be some healing, there be some
Yes.
connections, stuff like that. So doing this in the community, have a from a different standpoint, from a Jesus perspective, because
hmm
I always wanted to do things from the Jesus perspective, the way he reached out to people, and he reached out
Mm.
to you. It doesn't matter
hmm
whether you're poor, whether you're rich or indifferent, because that's what we do. It don't matter whether you have a fancy car, you don't. We give it a package anyway. If you
hmm
take it, give it to you. I don't care. As I see people pull up there with nice cars, and I still give it to them, because the thing about it is, it's spreading the gospel. It's not so much
yeah,
about what you have and what you don't have, whether
Right.
you
hmm
smell good or you don't smell good. It really doesn't matter,
hmm
because the God is no respecter of persons,
hmm
and he loved every one of us. So it's how we present ourselves, and we when we present things, when we represent Christ, we got to represent with so
hmm
much excellence, as the ministry's name is excellence, because God is excellent. So we must
hmm
do everything in
Yes.
excellence, so his
hmm
name will be glorified in the atmosphere, be
yeah,
glorified, in everything that we do, because it's all about the love.
right. So Dr. Faith,
Amen.
we
Yes,
see we see that you're actually doing some other things. We are actually winding down because of time, but I know that you work with with youths, ex convicts. So those
yes,
are great things that we seen. And boy, I
Yes.
tell you, and nothing like having someone that not only to say the words but do the deeds. You
yes,
know,
yes,
and
yes,
we have it
Indeed. A
for
church
your work.
without walls. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
with the
A
work you're
church
doing,
without
we
walls.
applaud
Very
you. We
good.
applaud you.
Thank
We
you,
stand behind you in prayer and
thank
support. And we pray that God, you will continue to do the great work. God's going to expand you
you.
and
Yes.
expand your work and
Yes.
expand your territory. And we're looking to see great things happen
All right.
from here on out. We really are.
So tomorrow is May 25th, from
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
12 noon to 3 p.m. And
Mm-hmm.
while supplies last, we're
Yes.
giving out these beautiful packages,
Very nice.
and looking forward to
Very
our 15th
nice.
anniversary, June 26th. So
Sounds
that's why
good.
I'm
All
coming back
right.
as well. So I should be
Yeah.
coming back on
Sounds
here
good.
to talk about that.
That's right. That's right. That's
Sounds
right.
good.
All
And we'll
right.
have you on here to talk about that.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
God bless.
Doctor.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Apostle, for coming to us tonight. And we wish you all the best
Thank
as
you.
you continue to do this awesome work over
Great
there
work.
in the community of
Yeah.
Mount Vernon. I'm sure the
Yeah.
people there, they love you and they are eager to
Yes.
connect with you. So guys over there in New York City, remember May 25th from 12 to 3, be on the streets with Lady Apostle Faith. Thank you so much.
All
All
right.
right. We are almost taking the curtains down on Let's Talk Relationships tonight. We want to say thank you so much for those who have been commenting in the comment section here on YouTube. Thank you so much.
And our guests.
Lots of love here I see for Apostle Faith. Thank you. Our guests, I'm not sure if they have left us. I hope not. But to close us out tonight, yes, they were wonderful. So we want to extend our gratitude to Mr. and Mrs. Gale. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and for engaging with us and for your bravery to come and share your experience and your life. To close us out, we have a vox pop for you. We are going to be hitting the streets. So Lady DJ Marsha J went on the streets to ask the question, giving with the topic, sorry, what are your thoughts on if a man should propose to a woman? So we're doing a switcheroo tonight. So all right, so that's what you said, DJ KTE. Let's hear if there are other persons who agree with you. So let's go now to our Vox Pop.
Hey fam, it's your girl DJ Marsha J from Weekends with Marsha J and Jesse, aired this and every Saturday at 8 a.m. on UME Radio. We are back again with another Vox Pop feature. But before we get into our feature today, have you voted for your DJ Top 5? Walk on over to umeradio.com/DJ-Top 5 to listen to the various playlists by our 5 DJs procured particularly for your listening pleasure. We have DJ Marsha J, we have DJ Jesse, we have DJ Kelly, Lady Misty, and DJ KTE. Every week, our list is shuffled, and you can walk on over to our website, listen to the songs, let them bless you, and go ahead and vote your favorite playlist. With that being said, this week on our Vox Pop feature, we want to have a conversation about women proposing to men. We want to know what your thoughts are. A big thank you to those who participated in this week's Vox Pop. We have participants from Florida, New York, British Virgin Islands, North Carolina, and Jamaica. Thank you so much. Let's lean in and hear what they have to say.
My thoughts of a woman proposing to a man: I think it is backwards, it is far-fetched, and that it should never be done. A woman is not supposed to propose to a man. Men are supposed to propose to women.
I do not think that a woman should be proposing to a man. I feel it should be a man's place to propose to the woman, because he should be the one pursuing her, not her pursuing him. That's just my feelings. Thanks.
To answer your question, the question was, I think, what do I think of a woman proposing to a man? Now, I'm old school, so I'm gonna be old school, and I'm gonna forever be like that. There are some things that can be adjusted, but there are some things that you just can't change the method, you can't change the principle, you can't change how it is. Today we see a whole bunch of things where people are trying to adjust and trying to do things differently, a little different, adaptation, whatever they call it, but like I said earlier, some things just you can never change that, and that is just one of them. When it comes to proposing, it should be the man proposing to the woman. Remember, the scripture says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and not the other way around. The woman should wait. I think it's, why I've heard it happen before, probably a few times, why the woman is proposing. I think it's out of an act of desperation. The woman trying to show how much she's vested in the relationship, and how much she care and love the guy and really want this, but women were designed, they were created, they were made to be chaste, to be chastened, chastened. Yeah. Not they chasing, but they are to be chastened. So I definitely am not with it. There are ways to prove that you're interested in the guy. Yeah, there are other ways to prove that you're interested in the guy, that you love the guy. Your time, the little things you will do for him. Things you say to him. So, you drop hints. The woman should drop hints, but it's the man's duty to propose. That's how it should be. The man's duty, it's man's role to propose. And I do believe that when that has happened, oftentimes, in most cases, pretty much like 100% when the woman proposes. Of course, the message that is sending to the guy. It's sending a message that that she is so in love. She's probably weak to him. That's how the man is probably going to interpret it. She's weak to him. And then therefore, for us men who doesn't really have a conscience and, heart is stone cold, later they're going to take advantage of that. And he might treat the woman anyway because he feels like she's not gonna go anywhere because of what she really did. She was the one who proposed. So 9 out of 10 times, that's gonna probably be the case where he's gonna take full advantage of that, and may God help her. But where that is concerned, yeah, it is the man who should do the proposing.
Oh boy, Marsha, you have me cracking up. I don't know what to think on this. Let me try to sit and think about it. As I asked one of my brother. I was like, what do you think about a lady proposing to her? And I was like, he laughed. I was like, yeah man, same thing me think. I never live to see that time.
As a introvert, I would say nothing is wrong with a woman sometimes taking that step, but then I believe a man needs to be a man, and that is part of being a man to me. So the man should be the one to take that step and do the proposal. You know, they go down on the one knee and all that excitement.
No, man must be man and stand their ground. If a man really wants to get married, then he's going to propose. I would not advise any female to do that. Trust me, it's not the best thing to do.
All right.
Wow, interesting.
Opinion is very, very common, and everybody has one.
Interesting conversation with hearing the men saying, no, I'd rather do it than the women. Well, it has been indeed an interesting conversation tonight, DJ KTE.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has an opinion, and we all have one. It's so common that we all have one. That's what it means.
Yes. It's very common that we all have one, but let's see what will happen. Let's see what Travis says. This should much more to consider. I have respect for this couple, but I cannot undertake this position. Women on her knees with a baby in her hand is wow. I hear you, Travel Escapades. I hear you. You know, and as we said at the beginning of the show, you know, when we talk about topics like these and when we bring topics like these to the front, it's really to bring awareness, and it's for you to be reflective, and of course for it to be thought provoking, and for us to ignite conversation.
Yes.
To hear what others are thinking and how we deal with each other. Remember, this is a relationship show, and while it is primarily about heterosexual relationships, we relate with each other in business, we relate with each other in families, we relate in different ways, as we are brothers and sisters ultimately across the world.
Mm-hmm.
So when we bring conversations like these to the fore, we want you to think about it and have a conversation about it, and say, what would happen if? How do I feel about this? And of course, you are free to give your opinion. And of course, once it is respectfully done, we are here for it. We are here to compliment, not to criticize. So we are here to have that conversation.
Yes, and Lady Misty, before we close out, you see, the thing is that people like my dad and my grandfather, what was okay to them in their days, in my time, seemed weird, very weird and strange. Like what we did. So while we may be discussing this topic, remember we have little kids coming our way and grandkids. Yeah. They have a different perspective. So while we hold on to the Bible and the Word and what's right and what's wrong, remember love is the key. Love is the answer. How do we treat those people when they come and say, Daddy, XYZ, Mommy, XYZ, in their time? That seems norm to them. When their best friends are not straight, when their best friends are not norm or religious or culture that way, what do we say to them? Do we throw them to the curb and say you're the devil or you're trash? So the reality is that as we think about our own thinking today, as we hear and we believe what we believe, it's quite fine. That's why in this show, we don't tell you what to think. We provoke thought. You think, touch your creator, you touch your own God, you touch your own experience, and you relate the way you best way you know how to relate. That's the idea. Because it's coming. We got to be prepared that love is going to all be our guiding factor.
Yes.
All right. That's what I got to say.
And we want it to be a case where, whether on this show or not, we ought to create atmospheres among us, in our own families, in our own spaces, where we can have engaging conversation without it being attacking each other. Right?
Yeah.
We can share our own opinions and we can share our viewpoints in a very respectful manner. So yes, we want to model how we interact with people. We may
Yeah.
not see the same thing, we may not view the same thing the same way, but we create the space where we can speak about it. All
That's
right,
it.
to close us out, I have a relationship tip to leave with you. And it says, sometimes all you need is one person that shows you that it's okay to let your guard down, be yourself, and love with no regrets.
Ooh, I love that. That
Yes.
just gets you right there. That did it for me. I like that.
Sometimes all you need is one person that shows you that it's okay to let your guard down, be yourself, and love with no regrets.
Wow.
And with that being said, we close the curtains on Let's Talk Relationships tonight. Of course, we want to say a special thanks to all our listeners over
Yes,
there on
they're great. So
Facebook, on
engaging. They're
YouTube.
amazing. They're
So
amazing.
engaging. Listen, they're
Yeah.
on fire. We want to say a special thanks to all of our partners. We want to say a special thank you to Lady Lauren and Apostle Faith for coming through in our spotlight.
Our producers and
Our
engineers.
producers,
Ooh,
our
phenomenal.
engineers,
Yes.
phenomenal. Thank you for all our listeners and our continued supporters. We thank you to our amazing guests as well. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight your story. It was indeed a pleasure to speak with you. To our faithful subscribers, those who continue to be a support to us, we thank you. If we were unable to read any of your comments or answer any questions tonight, please don't be mad at us, and please come back. We try our best to go through as many of them as possible, but please come back and continue to share your comments. Of course, if you need to ask a question, you need to drop a comment, you have a topic you want us to air or voice, of course, email us at ltrAnswers@gmail.com. This is your place to be on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk relationships on UME Radio. I am Lady Misty, and
this is DJ KTE.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk
relationships on UME Radio.
So what are we talking about?
Marriage, dating, parenting, business,
and love, emotions, sex.
It's a conversation with me, Lady Misty,
and DJ KTE
on everything from hot topics to taboos.
Join us Mondays at 9 p.m. live on UME Radio.
Follow us at Let's Talk Relationship Show on Facebook or on UMERADIO on Instagram. Let's talk relationships, arguments for the grown.
Get the UME Radio app to listen wherever you are. That is UME Radio, one word. UME Radio, positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.